continuing here, I want to finish that thought. Yeah, so their attitude is that it's your fault, that you must be too weak, you must be too stupid, too lazy, okay, to cut the mustard. So, you know what? It's every man for himself, and you know what? I've got enough of my own problems. I can't worry about other people's problems. Well, I mean, you know what? That's rationalization. And on Judgment Day, you're going to pay the price. You don't have to pay it this time. You can look all, great. You think you got it going on in this world because you're successful, and if you did it, anybody can do it. And that's a bunch of BS. Nobody, that's so blatantly rationalizing right there. To say, well, do what I do, as an answer. Let's say whatever you do, and everybody said that's the job I want. That's it. No other job. The one you have. That's it. Everybody on earth. Or everybody had a PhD in their chosen field of interest. How's that going to work? So everybody wants to get paid six figures. Okay, how's that going to work? You understand how stupid this whole thing is? So we got all these unsung heroes out there that are doing the least desirable jobs out there, the most difficult jobs, and getting cheated the most. And this paradigm is going to come to a grinding halt. God's will is going to be done on earth. He's going to get his way. The captives are going to be set free. Okay, and by the by, when it comes to those that oppose a universal basic income, it's just one of many ways to skin the cat. Simple, plentiful solutions, money saving, fiscally prudent, fiscally conservative solutions out there. Okay, it's also your fault that we have a national debt, because if you just ended desperate poverty, you'd see crime plummet. Okay, how much is that going to save the taxpayers and this national debt, right? That's the taxpayers are supposed to be on the hook to pay that off, right? It's who else? How else do they pay the national debt? It's about extracting taxes from the public. Taxes that keep going up. Is the only solution is dilute your money some more. You understand? They print money, whether it's digital or physical, it doesn't matter, it has the same effect. Well, we got to raise the price of this or that. And they pass it on to the consumer. And who does it affect the most? Think hard. It affects the lowest income earners out there the most. So that's when they say, well, let's throw them a few crumbs. So they set up a social welfare industry. Do you understand? And then those people are blamed for being lazy and stupid, okay, weak, on drugs, must have some kind of mental illness. Do you understand how evil the days are and how you've got an obligation to see it? So it's not, these aren't rights I'm talking about. These are responsibilities we all have. And if you don't exercise them, then you are culpable. You're deliberately remiss. We're all without excuse for obtaining true, valuable, viable knowledge. Okay, logical, intellectual knowledge that you could put to work. And then you empower other people. And as a unified force, we understand, we pinpoint where the masterminds are, the kingpins, the grand puppeteers. And we tell them no more. No more. No, we're not going for it. We want a universal basic income. It's one way to skin the cat. Anything. Fix the problems. They're not going to give us sound economic policies. This is one way for them to skirt it right under our noses. Very stealthy. National debt, oh, who cares? People don't even understand how that affects them. Well, it's certainly not the rich that are paying that national debt now, is it? When we're making more multi-billionaires every day. Okay, so put two brain cells together and figure out who's paying it. Okay, and it's not the upper middle class. They're getting ahead slowly. It's not even the middle class, even if they're staying even Steven. It's the low end. That's who's paying it. Through inflation. This is the effect of diluting your currency. When they pump money in the economy, national debt, Federal Reserve, you need more money? Just say the word. Just say the word. That bailout in 2008, they bailed out the criminals who deliberately caused the problems. Deliberately. This is how they create chaos, crises, and they're able to steal your wealth. Remember the rash of foreclosures in 2008? Who paid the price? Those that could least afford it, who were on the verge of going bankrupt anyhow, And then they legitimized this thing instead of having a market correction, okay, anything that was measurable, that was realistic, where people could keep their houses, reset their mortgages, okay, and blame the criminals, say, hey, don't do that again. No, they said, no, what you did was all right. You're too big to fail anyhow. You're too big to jail anyhow. So you understand how criminal entire society is criminal. They murdered JFK in 1963. He was abolishing the Federal Reserve. He was already circulating a new currency. Federal Reserve, these were rather United States Treasury notes backed by silver, often called silver notes, silver certificates. They looked just about like dollars. I remember them as a child. And the American people were taken fine to it. They really liked the idea of sound money. Intuitively, instinctually, they understood it. Even if they didn't understand it intellectually, they liked it. They were going for it. And now look, 56 years later, and the Federal Reserve is thriving. They've put our nation in debt to over $22 trillion. Trump's going along with this thing. Instead of canning the Federal Reserve, pulling a JFK on them because he's afraid, because he's a smart guy. I'm not going to let him skate. I know he knows that these are the root of the problems. He's a smart guy. He knows all the problems that are initiated, that are induced from desperate poverty, from financial destitution. He knows the crime, the dubious wars. All these guys, they enlist in the military for a valiant cause. And yeah, of course I need money. Who doesn't need money? So yeah, I'm conscripted, yeah. In these dubious wars, and we got, 20 guys a day or some crazy figure taking their own lives? It's been going on for years now. What the hell's going on here? You tell me these aren't dubious wars? We didn't have those kind of suicide numbers from First World War, Second World War, not even the Vietnam War, which was highly suspect, highly dubious. A war which, by the way, we lost. The social welfare industry, of course your taxes will go down if you just end desperate poverty. And a universal basic income is one way to do that. It's one way to fix the problem, easy. And it's not going to cost anything because all that money you're saving, do you understand? When the crime plummets overnight, and what is a kinder, safer, gentler society worth? Okay, what is traffic drying up overnight on the LA freeway or the Bay Area freeways? What's that worth to you? Women stopping getting abortions, abortion rates plummeting. What's that worth to you? Homicides plummeting. What's that worth to you? A kinder, safer, gentler society. Okay, because all these mass shooters, they're the weak links in society, but these are still gods. So they're demon-possessed weak links that are snapping. And it's just Satan going crazy and possessing these people, these weak links. That's the way it works. Yeah, vast power, and all the mainstream media we could talk about now is, oh, woe is me, woe this and that, and the next thing, oh, gun control, and this, that. But no, we're not going to talk about what's going on in society, right? How it's a mean, hard system, okay? And it doesn't need to be like this. I'm not giving these guys excuse. They're caught red-handed. I mean, hey, as far as I'm concerned, if they shot every one of these guys dead at the scene, they're caught red-handed. I mean, it's like Moses killing the mean slave driver. He witnessed the guy being sadistic to his slave, and he was incensed. And out of his passion, the heat of the moment, he slew this cruel slave driver. And that's what I think happened with this Gilroy Garlic Festival shooter, because I was certain they were showing images of him being captured. And then the next day they said, oh no, the guy shot himself with his own gun. So an AR, yeah, I guess you could. I don't know. I don't own an AR. Okay. I'm not gonna say what I do or don't own, but hey, and nobody should. It's your own. It's nobody's business but your own. Okay. The Second Amendment. That's it, man. You're an American. That's it. That's the way it is. And that's the way it should be. It's nobody's business but your own, as far as I'm concerned, in America. Like I said, though, for me, I mean, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. I feel great compunction when I hurt somebody's feelings, when I'm mean, when I'm speaking outside of the Holy Spirit and, giving me the right words, because you could be more effective, you see, if you use the right words. Okay, they're much more powerful. What do they say? The pen is mightier than the sword. So when I come off with expletives and all this vitriol toward this poor guy spraying Roundup, I defeat the purpose to some degree. And that's what I'm feeling. And that's why I need to apologize to the guy. It's not the point I was making. The point I was making is stands. It's like, dude, be very careful. Don't spray when there's any wind at all. And if you're spraying on the mountain, why don't you pull weeds on the border there, or cut them with your string trimmer? Do something. But I don't want you spraying right there and possibly getting it on the plants that I'm trying to take care of. But you understand is that I don't understand people that hurt people that have any. I mean, and I've heard that these people exist. Guys that just want to see what it's like to kill somebody. I've seen these detectives, these crime shows where they say, yeah, that's what the guys, I just wanted to see what it was like to kill somebody, what it felt like. I mean, these are demonically possessed people. Okay, and God needs to do some recycling. I don't know how it all works, but they're not going to a pleasant place. I don't I don't know what it's like in the underworld. I don't want to go there. That's why I'm convincing everybody don't want, make sure you make a very deliberate attempt to not go to Hades, because it's easy to be off track. And that's why I say I don't want anybody's blood on my hands or head. That's an allegory. That's a metaphor for going to the wrong place by missing the mark, being off track. It's your heart is impure. You see, if you don't see through God's eyes and understand that we've got to get rid of every form of money on this earth if we're going to have God's will done on earth, and we're going to have paradise on earth, this heaven we talk about, then we can't have any form of money, because it's just a way for one group to have a privilege and advantage over another group, or individuals to have that advantage. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's got to be gone. That's it. Every form of it's got to be gone. I'm telling you. So, the first step is understanding these things and then exercising your power to educate other people. Once you're enlightened, once you're in the know, once you're out of Babylon, once you're out of confusion, then you have an obligation. And you start feeling it as a burning obligation. You see it as a compulsion. You can't shut up anymore. You become God's willing servant, his friend. It's of your own free will and accord. And wild horses can't stop you from doing it, just like me doing what I do. Not only do I not want to get paid, I am paying to do what I do. And I wouldn't have it any other way. That's the beauty of it. That's the purity of it. I love it. Nothing I'm going to get my reward. I'm getting my reward right now. I am. I have some peace of mind. I sleep good at night. God loves me, and I love God. We have a good thing going here. I've had a really good life. I've been blessed up one side, down the other, my entire life. And I am being blessed today. So I'm reaping my rewards as I speak. I'm not waiting for some great thing, pie in the sky from God. No, I have a great life. And I have every reason to expect it's only going to get better and better and better, and the best is yet to come. In fact, I was at Home Depot yesterday, and just as I was driving away, about 100 feet away, I saw this gal, and I thought, kept looking at her, and man, she looked like Lauren, I think. She was just getting there. And God, she was cute, man. But like I said before, if I saw her in public, I'm not gonna accost her. I'm not going to approach her. And but she was smiling. I think she was on the phone, but she was just walking. I guess left her car, and she was walking toward the store, a smile on her face. God, she was pretty. If it wasn't Lauren, it was a gal that looked a lot like her. And man, I sure hope something comes of that. But I've got to let it go, and it's all okay. It's all good. I totally get it. I mean, how many women out there want to hook up with a guy that's poor? And like I said, if I was rich and I don't want to attract a girl that cares about a guy's financial situation, then I would feign poverty. But I'm not saying that's the case here, although I've got the potential to. I'm a smart guy. I can learn anything I want to learn. I can do whatever I want to do, but I'm not willing to cut throats. I'm not. And whatever I do to make money, it's going to be pure. It's not going to be anything that's stepping on toes even. I'm just not interested in it. It's going to be everybody. I need everybody to love me. I don't want to be in competition with anybody, okay? And I just want to contribute. I have great theory. I'm an innovator. I'm a thinker, and I come up with great ideas, and I would love to implement them. And I do. You need money, so I need some angel investors to get interested. But as far as I'm disincentivized by this idea of making a lot of money. I just don't. But if I have a partner that's going to stick with me, that made if she's willing to make the commitment, that's what I want. That's what I say. This bull's not giving away the milk.